2 full years passed. Pharaoh had a dream. He was standing by the Nile. 7 cows came up out of the river, fat and healthy, and they grazed among the reeds. After them, 7 other cows came up, ugly and thin. The thin cows ate up the 7 fat cows, but they still looked thin. Then Pharaoh woke up. He fell asleep again and had a second dream. 7 heads of grain, healthy and good, were growing on one stalk. After them, 7 other heads of grain sprouted, thin and scorched by the east wind. The thin heads of grain swallowed up the 7 healthy heads. Pharaoh woke up, and it had been a dream. In the morning, Pharaoh was troubled. He sent for all the magicians and wise men of Egypt, but no one could explain the dreams. Then the chief cupbearer spoke to Pharaoh. He said, "Today I remember my faults. When Pharaoh was angry with his servants, I and the baker were put in prison. We each had a dream the same night, and a young Hebrew explained them to us. Everything happened exactly as he said." So Pharaoh sent for Joseph, and he was quickly brought out of the dungeon. Joseph shaved, changed his clothes, and came before Pharaoh. Pharaoh said to Joseph, "I had a dream, and no one can explain it. I have heard it said that you can interpret dreams." Joseph answered Pharaoh, "I cannot do it, but God will give Pharaoh the answer he desires." Pharaoh told Joseph his dreams. Joseph said, "The 2 dreams mean the same thing. God has shown Pharaoh what he is about to do. The 7 good cows and 7 good heads of grain are 7 years. They are 7 good years. The 7 thin cows and the 7 thin heads of grain are 7 years of famine. 7 years of great abundance are coming throughout the land of Egypt. After them, 7 years of famine will come, and all the abundance will be forgotten." God has given Pharaoh the dream twice to show that the matter is firmly decided by God and that God will do it soon. Now let Pharaoh look for a wise and discerning man and put him in charge of the land of Egypt. Let Pharaoh appoint officials to collect 1/5 of the harvest during the 7 years of abundance. Then food will be stored up to be used during the 7 years of famine, so the land will not be destroyed. The plan seemed good to Pharaoh and to all his officials. Pharaoh said, "Can we find anyone like this man, one in whom is the Spirit of God?" Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Since God has made all this known to you, there is no one so wise and discerning as you. You will be in charge of my palace, and all my people will submit to your orders." So Pharaoh took his signet ring from his finger and put it on Joseph's finger. He dressed him in fine linen and put a gold chain around his neck. He had Joseph ride in the second chariot, and people shouted before him, "Bow down." Pharaoh said to Joseph, "I am Pharaoh, but without your word no one will lift hand or foot in all Egypt." Pharaoh gave Joseph the name Zaphanath-Paneah, and gave him Asenath as his wife. Joseph was 30 years old when he entered the service of Pharaoh. Joseph traveled throughout the land of Egypt. During the 7 years of abundance the land produced plentifully. Joseph collected all the food and stored it in the cities. 2 sons were born to Joseph before the years of famine came. Joseph named the firstborn Manasseh, saying, "God has made me forget all my trouble." The second son he named Ephraim, saying, "God has made me fruitful in the land of my suffering." Then the 7 years of abundance ended. The 7 years of famine began, just as Joseph had said. There was famine in all the lands, but in all the land of Egypt there was food. When all Egypt began to feel the famine, the people cried to Pharaoh for food. Pharaoh said to all the Egyptians, "Go to Joseph. Do what he tells you.